as men, we have coined the term that death is a part of life.
Okay. Yeah.
And I would like us to address that because we have come to realize, or we have come to understand that death isn't a part of life.
Sure.
Death isn't a part of life.
Yeah.
And you can only get to understand that when you understand what death actually implies.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I would like to hit the nail on the head and be as straightforward as possible.
Go on. Go on.
Death isn't the seizure of breath, as we have come to know. Death is separation from the divine, the divine spirit. That's what death symbolizes.
Okay.
Separation from the divine.
Okay.
And that's a state that each and every one of us as humans are born with.
Obviously.
The state of death.
Yeah.
Because you can't read about a God whom is said to be eternal, doesn't die, is perfect, and we claim, is a claim.
Yeah.
We claim to be offsprings of that God, and we don't exhibit the characters of that God. We aren't eternal, we aren't perfect, and we can't show in our exhibitions what has been written about him.
Yeah. Everything is just flawed.
Yes. So it shows that there is a disconnection between us and that God that has been written about, that we are supposedly made in his image.
Yeah.
So that God symbolizes life,
Perfection.
perfection.
Exactly.
That's what he symbolizes.
Yes.
And being that we don't have those traits, it simply means that we don't have life. And once you
Exactly.
don't have life, what you're dealing with is death.
Exactly.
And death in this sense, as I said earlier, is not the seizure of breath, but separation from the divine. Which is why in our world today, we are all crying for help.
Exactly.
And we have unanimously agreed that help can only come from God.
From God. Yeah.
So you can't claim to have been made, or rather you can claim to have been made in the image of God, but the claims are flawed, because if
There's
we
no
have been
walking-
made in the
Yeah.
image of God right
Yes.
from the beginning, then our exhibition should showcase perfection and should showcase
Exactly.
the character of God. And at
Exactly.
no point in our exhibitions of that character of God should we have the issues we are facing today.
Bam.
So it simply means that our beliefs are flawed.
Are flawed. Yes.
So God hasn't made us.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we don't have that life that we claim to have. So we are dead.
Yeah.
That is the state of death that we are dwelling in. And that's what everyone needs to come to terms with. That's what death symbolizes.
Yeah.
Separation from the divine, the spirit of life.
It also is also stated clearly in the Bible that we read that the creature was made subject to vanity.
Yeah.
So that clearly shows that no matter what he or she is capable of doing, or whatever thing is, able to venture into, to produce, everything amounts to nothing.
Yes, that's because of that absence of that spirit of life.
Yes.
Now, life doesn't need much description, because as we said earlier, God is life. Life is God. So God is the embodiment of life.
Exactly.
His being is life.
Yes.
So the only way we can get life is by connecting
To him. Exactly.
And we can't connect to that nature of light, to that nature of life, when there is no one carrying that spirit. There is no one to show us how we are to live.
Yes.
Because you can't venture into, well, I won't say you can't venture into something you don't know, because you can learn on the job.
Yes.
That is what we have come to see. But on a divine level, you can't access the things that are of God, that are of life. When the one who is that God, and
It's
when
not
the
there to
one
show
who is
you.
that life is not there to show you.
Exactly.
That's basically how it is.
Exactly.
And the unfortunate thing is that we have come to believe or accept that God is a breezy spirit we can't see. And as a result of that, we all have gone about doing things our own way, and we think that that's the way that would be accepted by that God we can't see. Because the only way you can actually know for certain that the way you do certain things appeases the one whom you intend those things to appease is if he's on ground to either give you the thumbs up or give you the thumbs down,
Yeah.
and then show you how you're supposed to do the thing to appease him.
Yes.
Show you how he wants those things done, when he wants those things done, and at the end you get to do those things just the way he wants it, and it appeases him.
Yes.
But in our case, in relationship with God, we don't have God present with us, so we do what we do, various fractions doing what they do, because everyone has come to see or have come to realize that there's a way we have to live.
Yes.
That's why we have different forms of religion. And when I'm talking about religion, I'm not talking about it as what we have come to see in our world.
Okay.
But religion simply implies a way of doing something,
Okay.
a way of doing a thing. That's what religion implies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because when you talk about religion in terms of worship to God, you still get to see that in different religions, there are ways they do what they do in terms of servitude to God. So that's what religion entails, a way of doing something.
Yeah.
Now we are relating that to God. So there's a lifestyle,
Yeah. A
there's
pattern.
there's a teaching, there's a way we're expected to live. That's what religion is, a way of doing something.
Yeah.
Is at that point, if you understand that, you cannot relate it to God.
Exactly.
So religion now is like a way of living to have God happy with you, or a way of living to have God come be with you, and doing it rigorously, doing it in a fulfilling manner. That's what makes one religious.
Yeah.
Sticking to that way of doing something. So we shouldn't get things mixed up,
Yeah.
because that's what the knowledge of man have come to establish. We think the religion is just sets of people coming together to worship some kind of God here or some kind of God there. No, in those sects you get to realize, or you get to see, that there are ways that they are expected to live. There are teachings that are expected to guide the way one behaves.
Exactly.
That's what religion is about.
Exactly.
A way of doing something.
Yeah.
And sticking to that way is being religious in that way of doing doing things.
Exactly.
So the only way we can actually get to know how we are supposed to live, what we are supposed to do to fulfill servitude to God, is when He is there to show us.
Exactly.
When He is there to teach us. And we can't have that in absentee of a body. That's why if you follow Bible writings, the way they are put there, they are not put there as events of history, but as prophecies meant to be fulfilled, and in a manner that we have no idea about.
Exactly.
Because you get to realize at a point there was Noah, and he was said to be the one everyone had to listen to. That's according to writing. Down the line there was Moses, the same thing.
Pattern,
there was an Abraham, the same thing. Everyone had to listen to him, not because there weren't other people who claimed they knew how we are meant to live, but he was the verified one, the certified one, as to whom everyone had to listen to.
Yeah.
Down to the point where there was a Christ, according to writing. And at this point, he has declared that he and the Father are one. They are inseparable, meaning that that's God with the people, whom everyone had to listen to know how they were supposed to fulfill servitude to God. And these things are principles. So in our time, rather than seeking for that one whom we all have to listen to, we have now resulted in relating with the book as that of prophecy. Moses said this, Abraham said this, Aaron did this, that did that, without focusing on the search for who that singular person is in our own time. Because the relationship is that the book is a book of history. So it's not a book of history, but let's say it's a book of history. Who is that person in our time that has been certified as the only one we have to listen to?
Okay.
Which is why I don't have any issue with people going to denominations, because that's actually the pattern. You must have to listen to someone. But those who you listen to, those who we have been listening to, are they the ones who we are meant to listen to? Because the program states that it's always a singular person. That's why the writing puts it down there that God isn't the author of confusion, because He can't have numerous people in numerous places, in numerous positions, teaching there's numerous things that are different, and the expectation is that they should lead to the same path. No, that's where the confusion sets in.
Yeah.
So we need to understand that death is separation from the spirit of life.
Yes.
And our exhibition shows that, because you can't leave this place and you want something as necessary as water to drink and food to eat, and it's just there available. Someone is taxing you of money.
You have to pay for it.
You can't have a building and it's vacant and you're in need of a place to crash.
You have to still pay for it.
Someone would rather have you sleep on the street, sleep under the harsh weather, than let you stay in that house for free, because money has been set as a barrier for you. Either you have money to access the house or you sleep outside the street. You can't call that the character of God. So it shows that man is dead.
Yes.
That is the state of man, death.
Yeah.
Now, life is a different state. And once you have life, there is no death in it, because your exhibitions go ahead to fulfill life.
Yes.
And you can't have that in absentee of the one who is meant to show us how to attain
exactly
that
how
life.
to achieve it. Yeah.
So there isn't death as a part of life, but rather there is death that fulfills life.
Exactly.
Like having farmers plant seeds. There are seeds that you plant, no matter how healthy they are, but there are seeds you plant, and for whatever reasons, they decay and they don't bring forth new plants. That is a kind of death, and that's the death that we as men are used to.
Yeah, that's the one we exhibit. That's the one we exhibit.
Yes, the cessation of breath. The cessation of breath. And that is, on a human level, that is termed sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
That is what sleep is.
Yeah.
Death as the original state, that's the fundamental state, and sleep as a byproduct of that death.
Yes.
Death is having is the separation from the spirit of life.
Yeah.
Being separate from the spirit of life doesn't stop us from breathing, moving around, and doing things. But in all our exhibitions in death, sleep is the end point of it, which is the cessation of breath. And that is the whole life. I won't call it the life, that's the whole living of man. It goes round to the point where he sleeps off. And that is as a result of the absence of life.
Exactly.
Now, there is the death that brings forth life. That's why you have farmers who, at the same time, plant seeds and they sprout up and bring forth new plants. That is a kind of death that brings forth life. And how that relates to us as men is letting go, doing away with the activities that are surrounded in death.
Exactly.
Buying and selling.
Marriage.
And well, marriage. But
that's the marriage between the male and the female.
Yes, marriage. There's a concept to marriage, and there's the ideology of marriage that we as men have. The concept of marriage is the union between man and God.
Okay.
That's the concept of marriage. The institution of marriage is the union between the male and the female.
Okay.
And that is what we have to do away with. Those are the activities we have to do away with.
Okay.
And everything that man finds himself involved with, that is the activities of death. And that fulfills death. That keeps us in that state of death to the point where we sleep off. So the introduction of God as a person who should show us how we are meant to live is what fulfills a kind of death that brings forth life. Because it takes us to the point where we do away with the things that are of the nature of man and live in a way that is shown to us by that spirit of life to attain his life. And that is a kind of death that brings about life. So at no point do you have life and there is death in it. What we have is death that drives us to the point
where we sleep
of sleep.
Yeah.
There is no death as a part of life. No. There is death or there is sleep as a part of death, then there is life. There is just life. Endless, eternal. There is just life. There is death that leads to the point of sleep, which is what we are familiar with, but we have misapplied the terms that describe them.
Just like when we say life is too short.
There is nothing like life is too short.
Because once it's life is eternal.
There is no measurement for time.
Exactly. When it comes to life.
There is no measurement. It's life.
Exactly.
There is no point where you're saying life is short or life is long. That saying of life is short has been misappropriated, those terms have been misapplied. Because what we need to come to terms or understand is that that saying of life is short actually applies to the state of man in death, but not life being short. It's the living of man being short, or just simply putting it that death is short. Because it doesn't matter how long you live in death, you will get to the point of sleep.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter how long you live, it doesn't matter how short the thing is. As long as it's in death, there's an end to it.
Yes.
But in life,
there's no
it's
end.
Endless.
Yeah.
That's why life is eternal.
It's on and on and on
It just goes on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I think that should be clear enough for anyone who hasn't gotten a whiff of this perspective to at least reconsider what he or she knows about not just life and death, but about everything that has to do with mankind. Because as I said earlier, we didn't bring ourselves into being. So definitely the one who brought us into being, I would say he owes us an explanation as to how we are meant to live in order to fulfill the purpose for which
it's obvious, because we didn't tell him to bring us here, and he didn't actually negotiate with us before bringing. So it's proper that he needs to come and show us how he wants us to live. It's
basically as simple as that.
Yeah. That's all right. It's very clear. All right.